Okay. Is everybody here? Everybody else on now?
Yes, everyone's here.
Okay. I'd like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Janet Herman, Chairman, and Angelia Bills, Member. The Department of Planning staff members are Debbie Nesbitt and Mel Wilson. First, I offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, December 2nd, 2020. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I would call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of November 18th, 2020. Angelia, do you approve?
So moved. Yes, so moved. I'm sorry.
And I second. The hearing procedure is informal, but is a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record. The petitioner will be unmuted and state their name, make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there's anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To do so, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion is ended and no further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today, but since there are only two members at this time, if the board's vote is split 1-1, the request will be deemed denied. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months from the end of the state of emergency to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has a right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This must be done within 30 days of the decision. Any paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioners.
Okay, we'll start with 148-20, Thomas and Linda Irwin request an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a 24-foot by 32-foot detached workshop at 12 Peachtree Court, maintaining a rear yard of 10 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the R3 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Jim, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm James Hotop. I work for Coach House Garages out of Arthur, Illinois, and I represent Linda and Thomas Irwin. Their request is to build the workshop in the rear yard of Peachtree Court. I'm sorry, my phone is going on. Never fails. Anyway, they have a disabled middle-aged son that lives with them. And their promise to Linda's father was to move his woodworking shop and metalworking shop from the Chicago area down to the St. Louis area for use by his son, her son. It seems that in the past they were always together working in this workshop, building toys for kids, doing knick-knack stuff. It was never a business, but they had made this promise to her father. Anyway, the idea is to leave as much rear yard as possible near the house without impeding so closely to the house was really what their ambition was. So with that, that's really about it. They're asking for the variance, like I said, in order to place this workshop there. They had originally asked for the ability to use overhead doors in the workshop, but that's been changed a little bit. I understand that it's not allowed per policy by St. Louis County. So they're looking into bifold doors or some type of double door access to the garage, to the shed. I'm sorry, or workshop. I'm sorry. I'm so used to dealing with garages. So That's my submittal is
Is the picture we're looking at right now, is that their home?
that's the home with the side yard.
Okay, and, so
Starting
where,
back to the right, outside of that tree line and practically where the birdhouse is, and then forward.
oh, okay, back where the neighbor's garage or shed is.
Yeah, they're asking for a 23-foot side yard, or 23-foot side yard and a 10-foot rear yard setback, and they're 95 feet from the street.
So that's a street?
The street is right in front of the house. It's Peachtree Court.
Oh, and what's back behind?
That's an easement, power line
Oh, I
easement.
see. It says
Right,
easement. I couldn't tell what it said. Okay, and then what, somebody else's home back there?
And then the home further behind it. Yeah.
Okay.
They actually they talked to their neighbors. They didn't have any trouble with any of the neighbors as far as any kind of opposition to it. They really didn't say anything much about it. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Angelia, do you have any questions?
I do. What is the total acreage of the actual land around the house? So what is the total footprint?
So 140 feet by 150 feet. That's give me a calculator here real quick. Let's see. If you hang on 1 second, I have the total here.
For the property itself. So is it an acre? How many?
Looks like it's about half an acre.
About a half an acre. Yes.
Oh, it's about a half acre. Okay.
It's 150 feet across by 140 foot deep.
Okay.
I do have a question also. Why couldn't that what you're requesting be moved over to the other side? It looks like there's plenty of room to the left.
To the left. Don't know. This is where they asked for it to be built. I'm not sure why the position is, other than to maintain as much of the yard as they could, and give it proximity to the patio that's there, so they can walk from the patio to the workshop.
No, I mean, it looks like there's plenty of room on that other side that they wouldn't need a variance to.
Well, I don't think the variance is for the side yard. It's for the rear yard. They would still require the 10-foot variance, and they're trying to maintain as much of that yard behind the house as they can.
Well, of course, if it was turned, I think it could fit there.
I don't have an answer for you. And I never asked them that question.
Well, I think I want to continue it then and go out and look at the property. I mean, I feel like that.
You want them to turn the workshop around?
I feel like there's something else that could be done.
I mean, is that okay? I mean, is that up to you? Is that up to them or you?
Pardon me?
Is that up to? I mean, this is what the owner is requesting. I don't know. I'm just I'm the builder. I'm not sure why the positioning they asked for. I'm not sure about why they asked for it. They have some reason.
I think I'm going to request a continuance, and maybe I'll try and go out and look at the property, and then maybe in the meantime, for the next meeting, that one of the property owners could be there to explain themselves.
Well, today they had the husband works and the mother is with the son doing some kind of appointment. So that's the reason they asked me.
Well, so I'm going to continue this for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, I second it.
I mean, what?
Okay, so this will be continued for you. You'll probably be at the top of the list again, I guess. Debbie, would they be?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to have to come in any place anymore. Okay. So if you want to tell the Irwins, Mr. Hotop, that continued for 2 weeks, and I'm going to go out and look at the property, and maybe you can discuss with them about putting in another place.
Okay.
Maybe they have a reason they don't, I don't know. That's what it's too bad that they aren't on with it today. Okay.
Right.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll hear from you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, well, before we leave, is there anyone that's
Oh,
in favor or opposition for this one?
only the petitioners are present.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll move to 149-20 House 6 LLC. Requests an exception to the regulations that govern the enlargement, extension, construction, reconstruction, or structural alteration of a non-conforming use, land, or structure for the purpose of constructing a rear deck to a single-family residence in the C2 shopping district at 514 Jeffords Street, as required by section 1003.170, non-conforming uses, lands, and structures of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Armin, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Yes, basically, the county inspector came out there and said, Armin, your deck doesn't look good. We need to basically rebuild one. So we started pulling permit, and here we are. I was told that this should be, which we're not even supposed to be in that kind of a district where it's like the commercial district or whatever, but you're doing the zoning thing, and I'm not sure how to proceed from here. We're just trying to rebuild exactly the same deck. We're not enlarging, we're not making it smaller, we're not changing anything, basically the same thing that we had there.
And you cut out a little bit for me in the very beginning. You said an inspector came out and said something to you? I didn't hear what.
Yes, the county inspector, the occupancy inspector, he said that the previous deck did not look good enough, so we need to rebuild it. Yeah, so we took it out, and then we're trying to put back in the same deck, basically. It's going to be all new because it wasn't safe enough.
Kind of where the door is blocked off. And...
Yes, yeah. It's a relatively small deck, so.
Okay. Angelia, do you have any other questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, and there's no one here in favor or opposition, so I'll go ahead and vote. 149-20, I'm going to vote to approve the variance as advertised. The hardship being the deck was in disrepair and needed to be replaced in exactly the same place as it was previously.
Yes.
I second it.
Okay, your paperwork will be mailed to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'd like to pronounce your last name, but I'm sure I would not do it justice.
Ovchiev.
All right, well, I guess that's the end of the meeting then. So,
Okay.
so Debbie, in case so anyway, so the Irwins will go on the next outfit.
Okay,
I'll go out and look at it and see
okay.
what the situation
Okay.
is. Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll see you all in 2 weeks.
All right.
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Janet, when you go, if you can go